In this video, we will show a new module inside our KALITVI hub that helps infrastructure administrators handle installation, upgrade, and expansion of data centers in Apigee Hybrid. As you can see, we have an overview of the infra control and zero installations ready. In order to install Apigee Hybrid, we need to download official Helm charts from Google. Overall installation requires a valid license from Apigee. In the Helm charts menu, we can add installation versions, manage them, archive, and add new versions as Google releases them. Since we already have two Helm chart versions, let's install a new Apigee Hybrid. Before an admin starts the installation process, he can learn about it, see some tips, constraints, and more. The installation process is very user-friendly. An admin needs to go through a simple wizard, provide some info, and start the deployment. First, we will provide general info like installation name, description, and Kubernetes platform. Pay attention only to supported versions of Kubernetes. We also can choose a Helm version to install. We will use a lower version to upgrade it later. In the second screen, a user can upload certificates for TLS connectivity and choose between a single service account key or multiple keys as best practice for production deployments. We will use a single key for development and self-generated certificates. In the next step, we need to provide our control plane information, like GCP project and Apigee organization, which are basically the same. We can optionally specify a region, and we need to add environments that were created in advance in the control plane. Then we configure the logical cluster name, cluster region, and configure node selector labels for different node groups. We also can specify a DRZ region if your control plane is not global. In the advanced configuration step, we can precisely configure any components inside Apigee Hybrid, like the number of Cassandra replicas, resources, configure cert manager version, features, and scheduling. All of these can be modified later on. Some of the configurations are critical for Apigee deployment, but configuration can be changed and reapplied as needed. Make sure to be aligned with official documentation for versions of Cert Manager. The final step includes overrides generation and graphical confirmation of the cluster we are about to deploy. Pay attention to some recommendations and make sure all infrastructure is ready for installation. You can also preview the overrides file and change what's needed before saving the configuration. Then, the portal will make sure that all information is correct and valid. Finally, we can mark the deployment version as available for installation and start the deployment process. The deployment package is ready for installation and will show progress in real time. For installation, we will use a binary agent that is included with the portal and will handle all installation, verification, and edge cases that might arise as part of the process. First, let's check the shell output from our GKE Kubernetes cluster and make sure that our namespace is empty. You can see the progress both in the agent and in the portal in live mode. In case of errors, the binary agent will send them to the portal for review and roll back the failed deployment so we can start from scratch or fix the problem. Communication between the binary and portal is secured if the portal runs in TLS mode. The binary agent can reuse the kubeconfig context from an administrator workstation and allows to install, upgrade, expand, manage, nuke, and inspect Apigee Hybrid deployments. Let's choose our pre-configured bundle we created and start the installation process. The binary agent will do all the work for you, making sure all of the prerequisites are met, validate the process, roll back if something goes wrong, monitor each component, and send updates back to the portal for administrator review. For now, we can rest and speed up the video to see the process running. The initial installation took about 10 minutes, and the cluster is up and running. Now we can proceed to the upgrade process. The upgrade is much easier since we are reusing our generated overrides. The process is straightforward. An admin needs to select the target update version. The portal will validate breaking changes between Helm versions. Then the admin can choose if he wants to reuse overrides from the initial installation, modify something, or upload their own overrides created manually. Also, the admin can choose an update strategy. Since we have a single Cassandra pod, there might be small downtime, but with production-ready and multi-DC deployments, downtime can be greatly reduced. We can also enable backup before upgrading the platform, and the binary agent will back up the Cassandra data before the actual upgrade. Each version of the configuration is stored inside the portal for future audit and reuse. At any time, we can revert the upgrade and restore from a snapshot if a backup was taken in advance. The upgrade package is ready for upgrade. Same as before, we will use our binary agent to connect to the stored portal configuration and start the upgrade process with all required validations. For this demo, we will disable guardrails for Cassandra since no backup was taken, so we can skip this step. Make sure to not skip it in your environment. The upgrade process starts and logs are streamed back to the portal for a smooth monitoring process. Any errors will be passed to the admin in detail, and an atomic restore will be made in case of failure. The upgrade process will make sure that all of the components are upgraded as needed and report back to the portal. After the upgrade, you might see some pods terminating. That's okay, since rolling updates remove old version pods and spawn new ones. Please notice that multi-DC upgrade is similar to single DC, with some extra checks and features provided by the binary agent. The process will take about 3 to 4 minutes based on your cluster deployment and specs. The upgrade is finished and ready for use. As a bonus feature for today's showcase is the expansion of data centers. As easy as the upgrade, we can add a new data center with a single click. Fill in some info about the Cassandra seeder, choose network mode, save the configuration, and again, reuse our binary agent for deployment. There are a lot of features to explore in our portal, like live snapshot topology of the cluster with network connectivity, error handler inspector to examine cluster health, and much more. We will cover this in the next sessions. Thank you for your time.